Okay, you guys, so we are back with another video. Honey, we are on a roll. We are on a roll today, honey. So we're gonna talk about Cardi B getting dragged for the Vogue photo shoot. And she's getting dragged for many reasons, more than one, right? The last video that I did on Barney, I spoke about those designer bags that she got dragged for. And because some people are just birds, and they don't pay attention, they were coming at me in my comment section. How do you come at me but then agree with me? How do you call me envious for designer bags that sells in China for $3.99, $2.99, $5.99? I've been on TikTok so much that, I've seen people doing unboxing and people who lives in China buying Chanel and saying, this smells like the stuff that we buy in the stores in China. Why would I be envious? I can work and buy a designer bag if I want to. But do I want to put I would rather give my money to charity instead of buying one of those bags. Honestly, I kid you, absolutely not. And I have several things to get to in life before getting to one of those bags. It's just common sense at this point, right? So, whenever anyone talks about Barney, people think that you envy her for her lopsided ass, her plastic surgery face. What? I don't see anything to be envious of because she is a influencer and I'm a content creator who can switch to being an influencer just the same. Because the girl can't rap to save her life, boo-boo. The girl cannot rap to save her life, okay? She's a freaking plant. Alright? Okay. So, let's get into this video. Let me pull up my photos, okay? Because I hate this for Vogue. I do. I genuinely hate this for Vogue. But critics believe that Cardi B bracing Vogue and doing the Vogue photo shoot, she's featured in Vogue. Critics believe that she's the first hip-hop artist, to be bracing Vogue, and she's not, so that's one thing. Now also, a lot of the fans, they don't like what they're seeing. They believe that Cardi B's face just looks horrible. She's not giving glamorous and all of that. No. I was looking at the images and I'm like, why is it that they're trying to make Cardi B look ladylike? It gives force, it gives a sense that they wanted her to look ladylike, but she's not looking ladylike, right? But I then did some, closer inspection and I'm realizing what's going on. The Vogue photo shoot. Do you know how Rihanna's photo shoot recently? I don't remember for which magazine though, but Rihanna did a photo shoot recently, and the photo shoot was to basically be a interpretation of some oil paintings. So this is what is happening with Cardi B. But when you look at the images, Cardi B gives dull, dead, not there. So I believe that if they wanted to give canvas, if they wanted to give oil painting, I think that is where a lot of critics are struggling with the images that they're seeing. They're looking at it and they're looking at her face and they're saying, oh my God, this is dead. She doesn't seem alive. It gives boring. In one image, it gives a sense that she wanted to cry, right? But I think that, sorry that I have to be shifting you guys around, because I'm looking at some of the images, right? And I get the point of what the internet is saying, but I think Vogue captured exactly what they intended to capture. I think they wanted to capture a real life image looking like a oil painting or a painting. It really gives painted. It's not giving a photo shoot. It's giving painted. And because it captured more like painted and not photo shoot, I think she anchored it, right? I think she anchored it. Um, you guys know that Cardi B is not my favorite person, and it's nothing personal. It's just because the last time how I saw that woman coming after Tasha K and, the things, that she was wishing on Tasha K, no one wishes that on anyone, because Cardi B has asthma. And what if someone was to say, I hope the next asthma attack, you do not have your pump and you suffer for oxygen. That would not be nice. That's not going to be, anything nice to say to someone. And I would not condone anyone saying such thing to anyone whatsoever. So, as such, when she said those things to Tasha K, that's where I drew the line, because I'm like, oh, how many more times do we have to see this from this girl to know that she has a strong disdain towards darker skinned women? Like, I did not need to see it anymore, because for me that was just an overkill, right? And whenever there's an issue with a lighter, brighter girl, it's just swept under the rug like that. So you guys know, ever since then, she just hasn't been my favorite person, and she is loose. And when she's loose and she's wrong, she really doesn't think about what she influences her fan base to do. She just comes on the internet and she's raw and ratchet all the time. And I'm like, at some point in time, you have to want a change. Where's the change? Every day it's the same old, same old, same old. And you know that you have a strong number of younger generation following your page. And at some point in time, you should be saying to yourself, that is something that I'm not going to put out there. It is something that I need to pull back on and just not do. So as such, she's just not my favorite person at this point in time, maybe in the future. But as it relates to the Vogue magazine photo shoot, I think they nailed it. I think they achieved the goal, but it's just that, she has been promoting wretchedness to her fans so much that when they see something classy, something artistic, it's like outside of Cardi B's comfort zone, and it's outside of their comfort zone as well. So as such, they don't have any time to analyze it. They don't have any time to sit down and say, let me see if I can learn something new here, because that's not their pattern. That is not their behavior. And as such, they're going to resort to the next best thing that they know how to do. And that is just to drag her. And that is why they're dragging her. But looking at the photos, I think they have nailed the intention with that photo shoot. And I have to say, it is very quite impressive, or at least in my opinion, that is. But let me know what you guys think, and we're gonna talk some more in the comment section. Peace.